Stephen Amwa, so member of parliament, being so a friend of Sticka. I was here, Sticka, and Brofundi or Statissa Waka. Now, Mrasibe Jamhono, Obia Kofa dictionary at all, and Waka no penny meaning because Nim dear Papa no one who drew my savage if you walk. Some will say yes. Papa no, we will see who and Casancasapa. Misianeda, na I wish say one day, Minister. Obe huni be another distance the muchi. Menem benya one-on-one counter because yeah, very good. Now abusia debater ekwoso wo mra se bedwam ho. And Sticka fact booklet book pa. Now okay page 5 paragraph 3 there are two force in bekan ye. No be page 6 paragraph 1 there are two force in aka. Now we say nsem no we ye aha na wasade a chese entronko a chese ensemu a wabie so Sticka bie so de kire Ghana fo ne mrase bedwam wo no speaker to was no yesi no e now heard the brilliant analysis past Sticka edi tudwa man for say hey say ndisi omo twa kontomoa e de afetiko yanyina nim say Sticka asoro mrase bedwam wo no ebuo ne anim dia empo NDC for the man because all kasa who say ogine Ghana this year ho or Ghana first project. Now at the end of Sticka sako kan the year am speaker soon no the rap who I want nada NDC for has here da Ghana for you go near go tie let's try your conversation also FM.
It is extremely important that people appreciate the fact that we are dealing with an area that is not just like having the discretion to describe what you see. Essentially, you deal with numbers. It is numerical in nature. So we need to appreciate that. Mr. Speaker, I'm holding what Dr. Atufoasen came to this August House to present to us. Just an extract. And I'm quoting him. 2025 budget speech presented by Dr. Kesel Atufoasen, MP, Minister for Finance. Mr. Speaker, we inherited an economy in deep crisis, hard hit with debt. Mr. Speaker, the same budget they presented this year. I want each and every one here, Tom, Dick, and Harry, to understand the fact that anybody that concentrates only on the nominal figure when it comes to debt is suffering from unconscious incompetence. Because, Mr. Speaker, practically, you can pick a very rich man such as Kwame Despite, as we all know, whose debt runs into billions of dollars. And you can pick somebody like Dr. Stephen Amwa. I also have a company. My debt running into just thousands of Ghana cedis. But mine is an issue because it can only be analyzed based on my asset value. So we talk about debt to GDP. And this is where I want us to teach the students out there the right thing. This house is very august, and we need to accord it that reputation. It is extremely important. Mr. Speaker, they presented 61.7 thereabout percent in terms of debt to GDP that we left for them. They are saying we left it in crisis. This is their own budget. Mr. Speaker, this is 2016 budget. They did it. They left debt to GDP over 70%. It's only Ghana. I'm giving what they even wrote. It's here. It is only Ghana that a caretaker of an institution will leave a debt to asset value or percentage over 70%, comes back for the same institution, met 61.7 thereabout, and the person will describe yours, because the NDC are brothers and sisters, they believe only in communist inferior tactics, propaganda. They think it's all about lies. Mr. Speaker, let's not go there. We are talking about our GDP. This is what I have. This is the world's global economic growth target. It was what? 3.2%. Mr. Speaker, we left 5.7%. Mr. Speaker, this is their own budget. They just presented. This is debt to GDP is 61.7, better than yours. See this. This is the most recent budget they left. Mr. Speaker, just look at a few of the relevant items. 2016, agri growth was 2.7%. We left 2.8. Crops, they left 2.2. We left 3.2. Mr. Speaker, industry, they left 4.3. We left 7. Mr. Speaker, I think it is appropriate you are called this house the leader respect. It's a reputational house. Your constituents are watching you. So can you allow me to speak? Mr. Speaker, when it comes to mining and quarrying, they left negative 0.2. We left 9.4. When it comes to electricity, they left negative 5.8. We left 2.0. When it comes to construction, they left 8.4. We left 9.6. Mr. Speaker, then you come to services. They left 2.8. We left 5.9. Then you come to trade, repair of vehicles, household goods, negative 0.4. We left 3.6. You are telling us, this is from the NDC. This is NDC's own data. It's not from MPP. You brought it. So if it's not correct, tell me. I don't think you are deceiving us. For once, I trust your work. Mr. Speaker, you come to information and communication. They left 5.6. We left 15.8. Mr. Speaker, education, all over the world, the most essential areas in any serious socio-economic jurisdiction is twofold: education and health. That was why a lot of Ghanaians were surprised that as a social democrat, you could even withdraw teachers and nurses' allowances. You have no idea how to manage a sustainable economic framework. You only do propaganda. Mr. Speaker, 2016, they left 2.3. We left 2.7. Health and social work, they left 4.0. We left 4.4. Then you come to the House, you wrote that we left economy that is in crisis. Thanks be to God, talking about the economy, as I said, it's not describing what you see. Mr. Speaker, then let's talk about serious issues here. COGM against education and other aspects. In fact, the monies they are actually taking to Office of Government Machinery. Mr. Speaker, in terms of percentage increase, it is 728.22%. It has never happened in the history of this country before. Do you mean to build this economy? Do you mean to build this economy for tomorrow? Do you see the poor ones on the street there? Do you care about their future? Do you drive between Adanta and Ridge? Do you see the case there? Have you been to Mokola? See how mothers are suffering, and you are taking everything to listen. You cause it. You are causing it. Mr. Speaker, yeah. Mr. Speaker, then we want to come to taxes. This is of great importance to me. It looks as if politics is driving all of us to the extent that we don't even care about our fiscal policies or frameworks. The NDC guys, my brothers and sisters, make arbitrary decisions in managing our fiscal space. So they say anything, they quote anything, they decide, they've forgotten that managing tax policies are calibrated in nature. You look at the relationship between the elementary or the fundamental or definitional elements of your fiscal space, then you decide to increase taxes, reduce, or even maintain what you have. I don't think they do any serious econometrics or mathematics. They just wake up and they say, we are increasing this, we are increasing that. There is nowhere in this world that you just wake up one day and say you want to increase taxes and you do. No. Check 2017, under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the man that you guys will remember one day. He actually reduced or entirely took away tax items amounting to about, in terms of nominal figures, between 12 and 17. These were the days that Kayayo tax, condom tax, real estate tax, medicines imported but not produced in Ghana. Go and check. But after we got to a situation where our fiscal space got bad, he started increasing. That's a prudent management of any economic jurisdiction. It's not the way you do yours. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to debt, even if I want to go by their figures, you have the unprecedented record in the history of this country. 2009, NDC government met total debt of 9.2 billion Ghana cedis. 2016, when they were leaving Ghana, it had moved to 122.3 billion. In terms of percentage increase, 1,222.8%. It has never occurred. Sometimes I want to ask you, nobody wants to tell me, that are you truly social democrats or capitalistic in nature? Because you can't do proper policies. You can't manage the economic indicators. So what are you? I want to know. Just as I think Peter asked Jesus, who are you? Are you socialistic? You're always bundling around propaganda. Only lies and deception. Mr. Speaker, name all the pro-poor policies in our country. Name all the pro-poor policies, both in kind and cash. Any pro-poor policy of national tenacity and international reputation, you cannot dip your hand in it. Even in this very August house, when we're passing national health insurance, you run away. Only for you to come back and say you started it. When it was Roman Catholics that had started that as a pilot project in Kwanzaa and Techiman. Every day it's about propaganda. We are doing free SHS. You kicked against it. You spoke against it. You insulted us. When you realize that Ghanaians were buying to it, so we want to do it incrementally. Mr. Speaker, they only added 25 million that year to the education budget. The fact is, NDC has to be dissolved. You have to be dissolved. It's not about numbers. You have to be dissolved. Because we are talking about quality numbers. See, our numbers are small, but quality, minority. Mr. Speaker, for this, I respect that I won't say it, but I'll tell them out today. Mr. Speaker, let's come to this, something they call 24-hour economy. I've conducted my own research. I've collected primary data from them. I've asked 31 NDC MPs. They all give different definitions. One policy, in terms of definitions, infinite. The fact is, the NDC guys do not stay down, sit down, analyze things before they come out. What is 24-hour economy? They have no idea about what they want to do. Mr. Speaker, what we want to tell them is that Ghanaians have regretted. Ghanaians is soon and never prices of fuel.
Honorable member,
Mr. Speaker,
your leader is up. I just want to listen to you.
Mr. Speaker, stop your work for me.
I have your clock. I've stopped it. Don't worry. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, he said he interviewed 31 members of NDC MPs and who did not understand what the 24-hour economy is. So, Speaker, that is not fair because you cast doubts on the integrity of the entire membership of the NDC caucus. You can engage in your debate, but clearly you haven't conducted any interviews. If you conducted interviews, mention the names of the MPs. It's not fair to this side for that particular statement to be allowed to stand. You can say all the lies you have said, I don't have a problem. But to add this one, I think that it shouldn't be accepted, Mr. Speaker.